kind of look back and it's like, okay, this is why Izzo is Izzo.
I mean, just his preparation. Like, he's not gonna. I mean, I don't think he sleeps. I mean, he's watching film constantly. His coaching staff is constantly watching film. They know what the team's doing, what each guy's doing. So it's truly he outworks coaches. That's what he does.
Joe, you mentioned learning experiences. Were there things you needed to learn, like as a team, going through some of the stuff mid-season? Like, what do you feel like you learned the most?
I mean, playing short-handed at times. That other guys step up, they have bigger roles. They're asked to do more, and going down the road that helps. Playing tough opponents, playing back-to-back games. We had a pretty brutal schedule in November. Early December, we were playing game after game, going out west, coming back home. So all that stuff prepares you for a moment like this.
Joe, you talking about coaches having you prepared. How do you digest all those little films and walkthroughs without it kind of getting cluttered up in your head?
I mean, at some point, you just got to go out and play. You can't just play solely off of whatever they got for a scouting report. But I think you just kind of ingrain it in your head. You constantly go through it up until that point, and then the coaches just say, hey, look, we can give you all the answers, but you got to go out and do it. So at some point, you got to trust your instincts. But definitely, when you go over it that much, there's things you recognize, things you remember. You get switched on the guy. You know which way he wants to go or what shot he likes. So it's just hours and hours of film and walkthrough.
How cool is it to know that your path is essentially kind of wide open? You guys only need to win 2 more games, and you're on the way to the Final Four.
Honestly, it doesn't even feel real. We've never gotten past the first weekend of my time here, and it's crazy to think that you're 2 games away from playing in probably the biggest stage you'll ever be in your life. And this next game is probably the biggest game I've ever played in my life. So it's crazy to think that when you were a kid, this is what you were dreaming of, but it's right here and it's right now.
And you talked about playing tough opponents in tough settings, a place like Madison Square Garden. I mean, does the glitz or like the shimmer of it wear off at all, or is it still kind of cool to be here playing a game?
It's still cool. I've played here a lot, being in the Big East. Big East tournament's always here, but it just once a ball tips, I think it goes away a little bit because you're so focused on the game. But I mean, there's no better place to do it than here.
Is Tyson Walker planning on giving you guys the New York tour at all?
I don't know. I mean, if we win 2 games, then he can. But I don't know if we're gonna have time until then.
Yeah.
This
How was the pizza?
is the last question for Joey.
It was good. Yeah,
You
always
guys
like
need more. I just need to ask about the pizza. Good decision.